Now, let's take the first issue you raised, which was because God doesn't intervene more often to prevent suffering, we have a problem with God. Your second issue was because God calls the Jews to wipe out certain people groups like the Amalekites, I got a real problem with God. Right?
Well, and just the nature of the world. I mean, not any one singular event. Okay, sorry.
Let's stick one at a time, okay? All right, so your first one, and then we'll do your second one, all right?
Sure.
First one is, come on, Cliff, how can you trust in God in light of the fact that last night you had dinner with a couple who were on the phone with their son, he hits black ice, and he's dead? Okay? Good question.
I would say there are better examples in which, say, his son was murdered by a man who got away with it, will get away with it, and he profited greatly off of their son's death.
Okay, all right.
Something just,
horrendous. Are you bet? Okay, now, here's the issue here's the way I work it through. The all-powerful God chose to partially limit his power by giving us a free will. Which means, because God gave me free will, I can haul back, slap this pretty woman in the face, and if I turn to you and say, God made me do it, I'm a liar and a con artist. God gave me a hand and a will. He gave me this hand to love and respect her, not to smack her. And if I have the audacity to smack her and then turn to you and say, God made me do it, I had to do it, God made me, I'm a con artist. I'm lying through my teeth. Okay, now why would free will be so important? Because of love. You see, sir, I can't love her as a human being if I'm not free. Love demands freedom.
So, sorry, did Adam and Eve have that level of freedom?
Yes. That's why they chose to sin, because they were free. And they chose to violate God's will. Okay, so that's why Adam and Eve rebel against God, because they're abusing their free will, and that's where life becomes unfair. And you got to read the book of Job, because the book of Job is a penetrating analysis, which it doesn't give all the answers, but it's dealing with this very issue you've raised, which I'm so grateful for. Job, very righteous man, gets the rug pulled out, his children die, he loses all of his wealth, he loses his health, boils break out all over his body, all right? And one of the main points of the book of Job is life is unfair. God is fair. Don't get the two mixed up. So when life throws curveballs into your face, don't clench your fist and wave it at God's face, because it's not God doing that to you. It wasn't God who caused that guy to slip on black ice and die an early death.
No, but God created the world in which that was going to happen. He knew full well. I should choose a more specific example in which it's not God simply allowing someone to do harm to someone. It's God allowing a baby to be born knowing that it's going to, die at 5 years old in horrible pain.